Oh man, we back. Good to be back in the damn building. And again, welcome back to Lakers Land. We doing this thing live in full effect, directly from Playback TV. We also streaming on our YouTube channel and Twitch as well. Happy Friday, boys and girls. I'm Seven Mitchell. Y'all know how I'm coming. Got to talk about these Lakers. Couple news and things going on. I see my boy Justo in the building. Happy Friday to my boy Justo. Shout out to everybody in Lakers land, man. I've told y'all we got a lot in store for Lakers land. I'm telling y'all when we get things started with the around the room show, oh, it's going to be crazy. But Justo said 2K today. He don't want that smoke, y'all. Like I'm telling y'all, he act like he wanted. And the thing about it is, we're gonna figure out a way to do this live in full effect so y'all can see the ass whipping I put on Justo in 2K. So we're gonna figure it out. And yeah, I'm gonna put that work in. I'm gonna put that pain in because he act like he wants smoke. This morning, interesting story out of the Lakers, and I want to get y'all opinion as well as Maxi Kleber can provide on the court. It looks like the team is basically expected to take this current roster into training camp and give this group sort of like a chance to prove themselves. Now, I don't know if that means a chance to prove themselves to remain on the team for the entirety of the season or a chance to prove themselves as far as trade value go, but those two guys specifically, Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber, according to reports, are going to be targeted by this organization as far as focus seeing what they can do. Um, to me, this is a little bit of a joke, and I'll explain why. But first of all, Maxi Kleber, it's like I've watched him overall in his career. He'll get you a block here and there, but on my eye test, he's slow on rotations. His lateral quickness is, I don't want to say it's gone. It's never been there to me. He doesn't bang on the glass like a true big man. So it's just like, what are we actually evaluating in Maxi Kleber? We didn't even really see him in the Lakers uniform for the duration of last year because of injuries. Just because Maxi looks more like an emergency body than a piece that actually changed the rotation, it just doesn't do much for me at all. I mean, he shot above 35% from three, I believe, only once in the last 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. He, Maxi Kleber to me is not an asset for the Lakers at all. Even with his size, I don't think it benefits the bottom line. I don't know about y'all. Y'all can be objective all y'all want. But evaluating Maxi Kleber, he to me, his role with the Lakers, if it's going to work, is going to have to be one beyond my realm of knowledge of basketball. This is what JJ Redick and the coaches are going to be getting paid for, to figure out what the hell to do with Maxi Kleber. He averaged last year 3 points a game, just over 3 rebounds. Um, Played 34 games, I think, with Dallas, shooting about 39% from the field, 27% from three. He'll give you maybe 20 minutes a game. A pretty mediocre free throw shooter, 77%. I don't see the Lakers really building anything off of or around Maxi Kleber. I wasn't sold on him coming over to the Lakers in the first place. And now that we are now about to go into training camp and he's going to be one of those guys targeting, I feel like we're using him for some type of package. I don't see the Lakers really being able to find that game from him that's going to benefit what we have right now. It just doesn't seem to mesh well, but this is what JJ Reddick gets paid for. So that's a variable that I'm not quite sure about. I don't know if y'all like Maxi Kleber, but I feel like at the end of the day, he's a guy that is more of a liability than anything. He's a stretch big, it's true what Justo was saying. But again, when I'm watching on the basketball court, he's slow as molasses, man. He's slow as molasses. He ain't got no fast break in him. Y'all want to give him a chance, fine. Gabe Vincent to me is a different story. And I have been up and down on Gabe like a roller coaster. But here's the thing. Everybody looked at Gabe Vincent box scores, his numbers, and then they got something to say. But just watch him on the floor. He picks up full court. He presses the ball handler. He makes guys feel very uncomfortable. Realistically, that is definitely the type of guard play that doesn't show up in the points per game, in the box score. When you matching him up versus elite guards like the Kyries of the world, Jamal Murray's of the world, even, Tyrese Halliburton, you need somebody to make them burn energy every possession. You brought in Marcus Smart, and I think that's a tough load to have to deal with Marcus Smart and then have to deal with Gabe Vincent. I'm gonna be honest. We talk about the liability on defense for the Lakers as far as Luka goes and Austin Reeves, but let's not sleep on Marcus Smart. Let's not sleep on the potential defensive ability I feel like Bronny James having, and we can't sleep on the defensive impact that I do feel Gabe Vincent brings to the table. He's not really a bucket getter. He can score here and there, but I believe Gabe Vincent's value is in being that defensive irritant. Like it's not sexy, but it's necessary. You can look at Gabe Vincent as being a piece that you want to be productive, to put him in a nice trade package. Cool. But if we are stuck with Gabe Vincent overall, I'm not mad at it. I feel like with the supporting cast that he has, and a lot of players step up to the plate when they feel needed, when they feel like their game is needed in this system. And yes, you top heavy with LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves and things like that. But we all know, just watching and covering the game, the role players are the ones who really determine winning a championship. And I think that having these guys around him, some of these new pieces, some of these guys that really have locked in on defense is only going to help Gabe Vincent even more. So whether we keep him or not, I'm good with Gabe. I really am. There's definitely some improvement that needs to be made, but all across the board, we can say that about the Lakers. You're not going to fool me with the Maxi Kleber thing, though. I'm sorry. We're just going to agree to disagree. Yeah, he gives you size. He gives you spacing. He's a veteran, but all of that to me is fool's gold, bro. His legs are shot. Jumper is flat. No real urgency. No real urgency at the end of the day. You know what Maxi Kleber is, y'all? Maxi Kleber is a player you can stash on the bench in case of foul trouble wrecks the rotation. That's it. That ain't a player you prioritize minutes for. But if Rob Pelinka is really interested in seeing what value Maxi Kleber provides, so be it. So be it. But don't trick me with this illusion that he's a big man and we've been suffering in the front court and he's going to be able to help this, that, and the third. I ain't jacking it. I'm not jacking it. So let's just call it what it is. The Lakers aren't giving Gabe Vincent the shine because they see him as a long-term piece. They're showcasing him. Period. Point blank. They want other teams to see, hey, this guy's healthy. He can defend. He can knock down a timely three pointer. Because when it's time to go star hunting or even role player upgrading, I think Gabe Vincent is a real sweetener in a trade deal. You might say that take is salacious, but the Lakers care more about Gabe Vincent's trade value, I believe, than his actual value on the team. At least that's what I see from JJ. I could be wrong. My thing is he's a Laker right now. I don't know about June, but I like him. I like him. I really am starting to turn the corner on Gabe Vincent. Speaking of defense, can we talk about my boy Marcus Smart here on Lakers land? Because we haven't talked a whole lot about Marcus Smart. So, one phrase that you guys are going to hear a lot from me this season, especially when we're doing the watch parties, is point of attack defense, POA. That's really like the very first line of defense against opposing guards, scorers, and ball handlers. And nobody in the league, to me, has embodied this role better in the last decade than our boy Marcus Smart. And I'm so happy the Lakers got Marcus Smart, not just because what I think he can do if everything goes well. His aggressiveness, his willing to be that dog is contagious. I really think it's going to help young guys like Bronny James. It's really going to help guys step up because Marcus Smart is going to hold guys accountable. Luka and LeBron included. I don't think he's going to overstep his boundaries, but Marcus Smart has gained the respect that if he sees something going left, he's going to speak on it. I love the fact that the Lakers found a way to get Marcus Smart on this team. But when we talk about point of attack defense, again, we mean the ability to stop the ball right where the action starts. It's that guard who pressures the dribble, blows up pick and rolls and make sure that offenses never really get into any type of rhythm. It ain't really just about contesting shots. It's about destroying the play before it develops. And Marcus Smart to me is the definition of that. His ball pressure alone, bro, is just exhausting. Like I talked about this at the beginning. Elite scores, they don't just dribble around Marcus Smart. They have to fight through each and every possession. Things like that discipline. If guys like Austin Reeves are focusing, that type of stuff can fall down. I'm not saying that Austin Reeves was ever going to be a defensive player like Marcus Smart, but you know, watching the discipline that Marcus Smart has defensive with the footwork and stuff like that, I really think that thing can trickle down to other players. Just watch him chase over screens. He don't die on picks. He stays attached. He makes guards turn their back and forces them into very bad angles. Marcus Smart, he's always played physical without fouling. Like I said, he's vocal as a communicator. He's going to hold guys accountable, stars included, and he knows how to bait scores into giving up the basketball. That's how you kill offensive rhythm before the shit even begins. For the Lakers, this to me, if Marcus Smart can remain healthy, is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Think about last year. Guards like Jamal Murray and what's the boy name that went to San Antonio from the Kings? De'Aaron Fox. Like they got way too comfortable starting sets against the Lakers defenses last year. Once the ball handler is comfortable, it's like the whole offense flows. Screens pop open, rotations get scrambled, shooters really eat. Marcus Smart stops that at the head of the snake. You feel what I'm saying? He's going to make stars work for every dribble, every possession. That means by the fourth quarter, when the legs are heavy, we've already kind of set the tone and guys have taken a toll. So, I am just he's not a big of an attraction as a Luka or LeBron or nothing like that from the star angle. But as far as importance to a team, hypothetically, I look at this Marcus Smart addition just like I looked at Rajon Rondo back in 2020 when the Lakers were able to find Rondo. And you see what happened at the end of that day. Marcus Smart, it's not just about him getting steals, even though he will. It's the ripple effect. DeAndre Ayton doesn't have to rotate as much. LeBron doesn't have to chase as hard. Everybody can benefit from that type of pressure at the top of the key. That's what Marcus Smart brings to the table. So when you hear me say terms point of attack defense or point or POA, don't think of it as some type of fancy buzzword. It's Marcus Smart. It's Marcus Smart chest to chest saying you're not running your game tonight. It's him forcing the ball out of elite scores, hands and dictating the tempo before the shot clock even ticks down. And I promise you, Lakers land, this is exactly the kind of defensive dog that we've been missing since Rondo been gone. In the playoffs, just watch. I know we got a lot of basketball. We haven't even begun the season. But trust me, in the playoffs, when the possessions matter more than the highlights, bro, Marcus Smart is going to be that guy who flips the momentum on defense before the offense even start. Just watch and learn, bro. That's point of attack defense. That's Marcus Smart, and he's now in the purple and gold, bro. I'm dumb excited. You can't tell me nothing. You really can't. Justo say Marcus Smart is tough. Fun fact, I played him in high school. Really? Ayton is going to have a breakout season. How many did Marcus Smart drop on you, Justo? You can't just tell me that you played against him and Marcus Smart. You played versus Marcus Smart back in school. Were you guys on a court together? Did he give you that work? I need to know details. We got to know. We want to know. That's all my talking points that I had for now. Those are really the main things I wanted to talk about. It is watch party time. So give me a second because there's a couple videos I want to react to that I was watching as far as the Lakers go. So give me a second. Oh, yeah. So let's start this one off. I got one right here. Let me share the screen so we can check this one out. We got Shaquille O'Neal, Stephen A. Smith talking about LeBron. So the title of this is by NBA Hoops TV. They say LeBron doesn't deserve number 2. Kobe does. Shaq destroys Stephen A. on Jordan is untouchable GOAT conversation. All right. Let's pop out and see what they talking in this video.
Kobe Bryant's top 10 all time, probably top 5. I mean, look, number 2 off guard all time behind Michael Jordan. In my mind, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, wait a minute, what's wrong with me not saying that he's not number 2 history of basketball? What's wrong with that, Shaq?
I have a problem with what you said. Like, my thing is, doesn't matter who the GOAT is, my guy should be in the conversation.
Yes.
Just don't just no, but hold on. So what Rashad was saying is like you got
Oh, my bad.
You gotta just throw them out of the conversation. Like, sometimes you have to listen to what people are saying. Like right now, and listen, I love all those guys, and I'm actually jealous that my name is not in the conversation more, but that's neither here nor there. So somehow it just went from Mike to LeBron, and you just.
I'm not going to say that Shaq should be considered one of the greatest of all time, but I'm going to be honest. He was so dominant, and he has so much hardware, and he is such a big personality in the NBA. It is kind of weird that Shaq doesn't even really get considered really in the conversation about the greatest of all time. I know it's a stretch, it's a reach, but I'm not even going to lie. His body of work was insane. And you can sit up there and talk about him not really committing 100%. But if that was the case, who knows how much upgraded or leveled up Shaq's career would have been. I just think that what we have received, what we got, and what he is, it is definitely rare air. I'm not saying he was better than Michael, LeBron, or Kobe, but usually when we have these conversations, um, Shaq name is not in the mix. But I watched him from LSU. I watched his whole career. Shaq was the most dominating basketball player I have ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, dominating. Like it wasn't even fun. No one could guard this man. Justo said that's the only question about Shaq is because of his heart. Yeah, and I think Kobe had a lot to do with that, the way Kobe put that out there, because you really didn't hear that from a lot of other basketball players. Say that a lot of teammates really get at Shaq like Kobe did. That's what made Kobe unique, and it was true. It wasn't like Kobe was lying on him. It was true. But regardless of what could have been, I just think what we did get to see as far as the sample size, his dominance, shout out to the Tim Duncans, the Elijah ones, the Patrick Ewings of the world. His dominance. I mean, and I'm not just talking Los Angeles. I mean, even in Orlando, bro, Shaq just was one of those ones. His game was flawed at times, but no, he was lit. He was definitely lit. I'm not gonna lie.
Threw my guy out of the conversation. His name needs to be in there all the time. And when his name is not in there, that's when people have a problem.
I appreciate the correction, but let me ask you this question. As you sit there as a basketball analyst doing a great job that you do on TNT, several nights a week during the NBA season, I've seen you on many occasions question certain things, and you're just talking about the game, and guys personalize it, and you talking about basketball. You didn't insult them. You just talked about what they needed to do, how somebody else may have done it better, particularly in moments, because you ain't just looking at stats. You looked at moments. Knowing you the way that I have over these decades, you didn't just pay attention to numbers. You were talking about who showed up when it was time to show up too. All of those things come into consideration.
I wish we had a criteria, honestly, of how we are identifying the greatest of all time. I really do. I wish we as a basketball community could come up with some type of guideline, what categories were warranted. Because I don't think that when you're talking about best and when you're talking about greatest, I think they're two different things. I think they're two different things. And when you're talking about greatest, I mentioned this before, and this is the reason why, if we would judge it this way, why I would consider Kobe as being possibly the greatest. When you have the impact that you have on people's lives off the basketball court, the effect that you have on people, I think that actually matters. I think that's what separates great from good. I think you can be the best player in the era or be the best player of all time, but that doesn't necessarily make you the greatest player of all time. I think two things can be true. LeBron definitely has had impact on people without a doubt. Resume undeniable. But kids, everybody used to want to be like Mike. Mamba mentality. The impact that Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan both had on people's lives, how they moved, how they lived. LeBron James, not to his fault, excuse me, he never had that type of impact or effect on people, I don't believe. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Y'all know I'm a LeBron fan. But I don't think that LeBron has had that impact on people's lives off the basketball court, the fan base, the community, the world at large, like Kobe Bryant had, like Michael Jordan had. And that's not LeBron James' fault. It just is what it is. And if you're going to put that into the criteria of greatest of all time, that's why I feel like, the needle changes. I wish we did have some type of guideline that we all could go through and, check off the boxes and engage which one makes the most sense.
I look at Kobe, there is nothing on earth to question the greatness of Kobe Bryant, who to me is one of the greatest of all time. But it did help for those first 3 rings that he had you in your prime to some degree.
That's not the point. The point everybody is making
is that now see, I don't want to go back and forth with Shaq's analysis like I know as much basketball as Shaquille O'Neal, but I just be tripping off of how it's so easy to say that's not the point when you are such a big time figure and part of that equation of that three-peat. You are the Finals MVP for all 3 of those years. Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, and Shaq also had the luxury of having Phil Jackson. But those guys had tremendous help for a nice period of time. Yeah, LeBron won with D Wade and Chris Bosh and Kyrie, but those guys are not Scottie Pippen and Shaquille O'Neal number 1. And he didn't have the luxury of having a coach. LeBron and them pretty much made Eric Spoelstra into the great coach he is today. And winning in Cleveland, being down 3-1 with Ty Lue. Ty Lue was a new coach. So there was a luxury that LeBron didn't have from coaching, as well as having a teammate that dominant that you could build off of or build with for so long. That does matter to me. It's like LeBron, he didn't do more with less, but he did just as much with much less. To me,
don't leave him out the conversation.
I'm not leaving him out the conversation.
Imagine being able to build an app with your...
LeBron never had a great coach, bro. He never had a great... Who was the best coach LeBron James ever had? I can't think of one. I don't know who the best coach LeBron James ever had. If we talk about Eric Spoelstra, the Miami Heat experience, that made him to me. I know he went back to the NBA Finals with Jimmy Butler, and Eric Spoelstra is a really good coach. I'm not taking anything away from him. But before LeBron came in the door, Eric Spoelstra, there was no Eric Spoelstra. Like I said, Ty Lue in Cleveland in 2016, brand new coach. I forgot who LeBron went to the finals with in 2007 with Cleveland the first time. I don't know if that was Mike Brown or Coach Silas. I can't remember. It was Mike Brown. Or Mike Brown may have been the best coach that LeBron has got the luxury to play with. And Mike Brown wasn't able to really get anything done until he went to go link up and to join the coaching staff for Golden State. So it is a tough hill, a deep hill. But I really do wish we had something to measure when we talk about like the greatest of all time. If we had some type of guideline. What's this right here?
On paper, it's a great supporting cast. But here's the thing. LeBron is about to turn 41 years old. The Western Conference might be the most stacked it's ever been. And when you really start digging into this roster, there are some legitimate questions about health, chemistry, and whether all these pieces actually fit together.
I'm going to be 100%. I agree with him a lot. There's one thing to be in shape, be in condition. I know we have praised Luka all summer about his commitment, to excellence and being in shape and being ready for the season. But that does not automatically prevent injuries from happening. We watched Luka go down with the knee injury after all that hard work he put in, and it wasn't a serious injury. But anything can happen like that. You got LeBron getting old. Marcus Smart is not the healthiest. There's a lot when we talk about injuries, even behind the scenes with this Lakers team. Health is going to be a big, big factor, a big part of the Lakers' success or demise this year. And what's really interesting to me is a lot of times we've seen in the past the Lakers lose some of these games at the beginning of the year that they should have won. And it comes back to bite them in the ass at the end of the regular season when they have to now try to chase wins for a play-in spot, stuff like that. It was a little bit different last year. We didn't have to experience that. But years past, especially with Darvin Ham, we lost games at the beginning of the season that we should have won. And it came back to hurt us at the end of the year. So I don't know about this particular year. I'm feeling like this early stretch that the Lakers got, because the easiest part of the Lakers schedule is through December. Once Christmas hits, it gets real. Trust me, it gets real for the Lakers. So the Lakers unfortunately can't afford to lose these games early on like we've seen historically. They need to rack up as many W's as they can through November and December. The concern will be how much gas will these guys have to put out there to get that done? Will they be burned out by the time the All-Star break comes? Remember, the All-Star game is in Los Angeles. You don't think LeBron James is going to be showing off in the first half of this year so he can be in the All-Star game this year? I mean, it's pretty much automatic, but I'm just saying. Guys are going to really turn up to try to be in this All-Star game. It's going to be a lot of energy put out there. The opportunity for injury is going to level up much more because guys are going to be putting up so much to try to get, in certain places this year.
So the question is, are they good enough to matter? Or are we witnessing another experiment that's destined to fall short when it matters most? After a pretty uneventful start to free agency, the Lakers suddenly hit the gas and started.
I will pay for YouTube ads, but I ain't paying for no skip ads. I'm just going to skip. It take too damn long. What's going on? Ads, though. I feel like we just watched them. You don't think LeBron is going to participate in the All-Star game in Los Angeles? Oh, shit. I don't see him missing that.
Moves with purpose. What began as free agency radio silence quickly turned into a calculated retooling effort built around two generational playmakers, Luka Doncic and LeBron James.
By Luka Doncic.
Perfection. Let's
go. The first addition was Jake LaRavia, coming over from the Kings on a 2-year, $12 million deal. Next came the headline move. After a contract buyout in Portland, the former #1 overall pick finds himself in purple and gold. And while Aiden hasn't quite lived up to the superstar ceiling people predicted back in 2018, he has averaged a double-double every season of his career. But the Lakers weren't done. Shortly after, the Lakers landed Marcus Smart on a 2-year, $11 million contract.
That's the unsung MVP right here, yo. Y'all looking at him. If he can stay healthy, you are looking at the low-key reason, the X factor of the Lakers winning Title 18. It ain't Luka. It ain't LeBron. It's this guy right here. If all goes well, if the Lakers are to be successful, I promise you, this is Rajon Rondo 2020 all over again. He's the reason. This is the one. This is the reason right here. Marcus Smart. If we're going to do something, Marcus going to have to turn up, bro. I believe in him. Not just what he's going to do, but again, his shit is contagious. He's going to have those teammates committed and ready to lock in defensively. I'm excited, bro. I am. All right, Lakers land. I am done for the morning. That my 30 minutes is now officially pretty much up. It's all good, man. I'll be kicking it with you guys a little bit more later on in the evening, or definitely this weekend. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about Marcus Smart and our Lakers, and getting back to Maxi, Kleber, and Gabe Vincent. They're gonna be the focus. What's their worth at the end of the day? I'm Seven Mitchell. This is Lakers Land. I'll catch you guys later on. Shout out to my brother Justo. Shout out to my homie Nat for coming through this morning. Make sure you guys check everything out on a replay. Big up to everybody that is checking out the stream on our YouTube and our Twitch account as well. I'll catch you guys later on this afternoon, but happy Friday, and I am out.